Trevor Daniel. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. And thanks for having me, man. This is so cool.
I'm pumped to have you. We got lots to talk about. Music, obviously, so many things. You are from Houston, obviously. Yep. You live in LA now, right?
Now I do, yep.
All right, so we have similar path. From the Houston area. Mm-hmm. I've lived in LA forever. It's been, I'm an LA guy at this point. However, my mom was in a city just east of Houston, Baytown, Texas. If anybody knows where that's at. And she was in Hurricane Harvey, and she had to be evacuated. She was out of her house for like 9 months because water 4 feet in her. It was crazy. I mean, it was just a mess. You have, or your family had a similar situation,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, it was very similar.
What happened? Give me some details.
So, I mean, no one ever expects to have it happen to them, right?
Right.
So, I mean, I didn't really think about it too much, but I just like grabbed my music stuff and like a duffel bag of clothes. Just because that's like the essentials, And then we came back, and me and my cousin like canoed back into the apartment. We definitely shouldn't have been in the water. Like, yeah, it was pretty weird. And the apartment complex was like a ghost town. It was crazy. And you could still see cars and stuff. The people who didn't move their cars.
Dude, you're canoeing to your front door.
Yo, seriously? Okay, where I live, there's trees on this street, and there was a Jeep in there, and some trees were like, it was crazy. It looked like Jurassic Park.
Wow.
It was pretty nuts.
I'm just curious, final question on it. When you're canoeing to your, apartment, your front door, like how high up were you floating? Like the doorknob height, window height, is there a visual you can give me on that?
I guess it was like halfway to the door, like 1.5 feet, maybe.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, is mom, family, whoever, are they all good now?
Everybody's good. Luckily, like we had a place to go, like friends and family to visit, or while all this was happening.
Right.
And everything was, some people didn't have that, so
fair point.
We were lucky to, have a place to stay for a while until we could figure it out. So.
Well, I'm glad they're all safe.
Yeah, they're all safe. They're all good.
Quick funny, when my mom got evacuated in a dump truck. How crazy is that?
Hey man, dude, honestly, it was really wild to see, like the difference. Like there was fire trucks from Kentucky. Like people came from all over. It was really, really great.
Well, shout to all you guys, Houston area. Hope you all recovered from that. I know it's a couple of years past now, but it's one of those things that sticks with you. I'm sure it does you, Trevor. Same with my family. Anyway, on Trevor, I am obsessed with, and maybe the word psycho fan encounter is probably not the best way to put it, because all your fans are beautiful. They're lovely, wonderful people.
Exactly.
But every now and then, and this even happens to me, and I don't sing. I'm not even that good looking at all. But some people go a little extra, and it gets a little weird. Have you had one of those moments?
In the coolest way. Like I didn't register it as weird. I just thought it was sick. Like last night, there was like people who flew in from all over the place, like Oregon and just random places. Like I'd be in the crowd and they're like, "Yo, I came from this place," and so I just thought it was cool, like how they just came from all over the place. Because I don't know, I love that. And then recently in Europe, like I met this girl and she was really excited, and that was the first time, not the first time, but like when it wasn't at a show or something, where somebody was just so like a burst of energy. I loved it. It was so crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
In the best way.
You're overseas, so far from home, yet she knows every lyric, I'm guessing. Same thing with the fans. They flew from, I mean, it's tough to take time off of work, get a plane ticket, then where do you stay at? Buy a ticket
for the show, and then get an Airbnb or a hotel wherever you're at, or that's super dope.
That is fan love, man. Yeah. You will know them fans forever.
And they had merch.
Of course, they gotta have merch,
dude.
They'll be showing up with tats of your lyrics soon if they haven't already. Trevor, I'm told this is a true or false question, so I guess clarify. The most starstruck you've ever been. It's Hilary Duff.
Oh, dude.
Tell me about this.
Okay, look. So I was at the Soho House, and I just wasn't expecting to, that, I don't know, she was my childhood crush for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, as most of anybody. So, like, I was walking up the stairs, and I just saw her. She, like, smiled, seemed nice, like, just passed each other. I'm like, dude, man. I just couldn't talk for, like, 10 minutes. But I don't know. And I thought I was going to geek a little bit about Travis, but like talking to him, he was so chill. It was like, all right, cool. But so far, everything's been really dope. But the Hilary thing, I was like, dude.
So no conversations with Hilary. You just saw her from across the room, and she smiled, and that was kind of it. But it's all it needed to be, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
that's pretty cool. I've known her for a little bit, and she's. I will do that.
On the baby.
She's super nice. You will love her. So and you'll meet her at some point. Trev, I promise. You know what? I'm going to try to set that up.
That'd be super.
Some
cool.
sort of little. I don't know. I can't promise because she's, she does her own thing, but we'll see what happens. Trevor, this track, Falling, it blew up, to my understanding, pretty much, if not exactly a year after it was released on TikTok, or about a year. Before I even go, is that about right?
Yeah, that's right, actually.
When this thing has taken a while, was it one of those things where you'd kind of almost given up on the song and you were moving on to other things, and then, but surprise, Falling is really clicking? Is that kind of what happened?
I mean, it was kind of it was a surprise for sure. It was like I guess I didn't give up, but like as far as pushing it, I was on to the next thing as far as music creatively and stuff. But yeah, it was definitely just a surprise. Like I didn't think about it, and then I was seeing stats move up, but I don't like to look at them a lot. My friend came over. She was like, "Have you seen what's happening on TikTok?" And I was like, "Let me download this app real quick," and then it just was going nuts. It was like every 5 videos. And
that's crazy, man.
I was like, what the heck? And I called my manager. I was like, have you guys seen what's happening on TikTok? So
TikTok
cool.
is no joke, man. TikTok, I mean, you think it's this little kid app, which, a lot of young kids dig it, but, they're feeling it. But
I'm addicted
it pushes,
to it.
Music lives there, man. It really works. Your first job, true or false, McDonald's?
Mm-hmm.
Do you still keep in touch with any of your old McDonald's buddies? And if so, what are their thoughts on, how you've blown up? Or was it just such a terrible, horrible experience schlepping food through the drive-through window that you hated? You don't want to think about it.
I didn't get to the drive-through yet.
You didn't? What?
I barely got through training. So, like, I didn't look, man. I was a bad employee. Honestly, I feel bad.
You get fired?
The manager. I mean, I might as well have. I wasn't that bad, but I just didn't like it. I was constantly thinking about music and stuff.
Right.
And
understandable.
I just didn't like it. And that was every job I had, and I've had way more than I should have. My dad was like, dude, you can't give a job. I'm like, dude, my bad, bro.
What's your pop? I know there was a moment where you quit. I don't know what the job was, but there came a time where, all right, I'm leaving this job, retail, and I'm officially, music is my job now.
Yeah.
I assume that was a great moment. And what did Pop say when you jumped in that pool?
He was supportive. He was like, hey, if you feel like you can handle your bills and stuff, which I was already doing, and he was down. My dad's been surprisingly supportive. So I don't know, man. He's just, listening through the walls, all the bass, and never saying a thing. And then just raising, it's crazy, bro.
Pop coming to some of the shows?
Yeah, in Houston. Yeah. He's chilling nowadays. So he's,
doing his thing. That's cool, man.
But he comes to the shows in Houston. He's super supportive, but yeah.
Please tell Pop I said hello next time he comes to LA. If he does, have him drive by with you.
Heck yeah.
All right, Trevor Daniels hanging out, you guys. Falling. Let's do this track. What do people need to know about this track, Falling?
It shouldn't. Well, it's whatever you want it to be, but it's not super sad. I feel like everybody has it as a sad thing, but it's supposed to be just kind of the back and forth, or at least that's what I wrote it about, but it's whatever you want it to be because it's your song. So, yeah, it's just back and forth in my head of if I should be with this girl or not, because the last one kind of put a bad taste in my mouth.
Now, let me ask, is and no names required, none of my business, but I read that it was about a girl that you met at driving school or driving class?
Yep. Yeah.
Does this person, no names once again, do they know or have they heard it, and do they know it's about them?
Yeah. Annie knows. She knows what's up.
Shout out to Annie. What's up? Trevor, 2-part question.
Mm-hmm.
The sort of the good and the bad here. biggest crowd you've played for to date, and the complete flip of that. Have you ever been booed?
No, but close to it. So
what's the story?
I opened up for like Young Pinch in Miami, I believe it was.
Right.
And now Miami's lit, but this time it was one of my first shows, like my second show ever, and it was a pretty decent sized crowd, and they really wanted Young Pinch. Let me tell you that. They did not want Trevor Daniel. They had no clue who I was. They were like, "Where's Young Pinch?" So it wasn't a boo, but it was pretty close. But shout out Young Pinch, man. Thanks for giving me that opportunity, bro.
Trevor, I need this story. It's a story about your first show.
Mm-hmm.
If I have the story correct, you played a show and only 40 people showed up way back in the early days.
Mm-hmm.
And you had all these 40 people sign your shoe.
Mm-hmm.
What's that story?
Yeah, so it was the first tour. Like the first tour, we had like different Converse at every show, and roughly 40 people per show. Some were like 12.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And we just like, I just got in the circle of people. Just like sang to them and just sang with them. And like, yeah, it was cool though. Like in New York, which we recently did, we had everybody sign these Converse, and it filled out the shoes perfectly. And I wore them at the last show because we said next time we're here, it's going to sell out. And it did. So
that's cool. So you played the same venue, only roughly 40 people showed up. They signed your shoe. You came back, sold it out, wore those shoes.
I think it was not the same venue, but I think it was pretty close to it.
That's pretty cool, man.
It was dope.
Where are those shoes at now?
Right at home. I almost wore them today.
Oh, nice.
I wear them all the time. They're some of my favorite shoes. They look really sick with all the signatures on them.
Do you have? I was told you might have a paranormal encounter of sorts.
I feel like I had one really recent at this Airbnb.
Okay.
That I stayed at.
What happened?
So what's it called? Whenever you can't like move when you wake up.
Oh, yeah. Sleep paralysis.
Sleep paralysis. Okay. For whatever reason, this last week that I was at this Airbnb happened every single night. So, which is really weird because that has only happened once or twice before in my entire life.
So every night you're there,
the last
sleep
week,
paralysis.
Super weird. And that's after all my friends had left, everything, like by myself. And like, I'm not like scared of the dark or anything. So I'm just chilling, going to sleep. And, dude, and I'm like waking up and I'm like, dude, literally anybody could kill me right now. And I can't do anything about it. Like I was trying to roll over and it like, I'm looking around. And then I feel like a few of those nights, I just felt weird, dude. I was like, yo, like something isn't right. Why am I waking up every single night like this? And then I'm just like looking around and it could have, not been anything, but
I think I know where you're going with this. What'd you see?
But look, there's like lights outside of that Airbnb. So it was really bright on this side of the house. Like lights would shine through the windows. I got blackout curtains, but there was still a thing. The door had windows, and I just kept seeing stuff moving like really fast past the window. And maybe it's because I just woke up or whatever. There could be a ton of excuses, but why am I waking up every single night with sleep paralysis? I don't know.
You'd be surprised at the crazy stories I've heard. Similar stories where they see beings. Sometimes it's described as an old hag that comes, and you can't move, and this crazy-looking lady figure. I mean, I've heard all sorts of things. Weird. It is nuts. Some people think it's a sleep disorder. Some people think it's paranormal. I'm still trying to figure it out. I don't know.
I think it's probably paranormal because it's just like it feels too like it's different.
And for it to happen every night.
Every night for the past week. Every single night, dude.
Goodness.
Every single night, bro.
I will do some more research into this sleep paralysis thing. I need some details on this home studio you got. I'm here. I'm told you have, I'm not sure if you still use it like this, but it's super cool sounding. A mic taped to a clothes hanger, and then you had 20 blankets nailed to the wall. Mm-hmm. And this is how, it sounds crazy, but this is how, in my opinion, that you capture magic. It's hard to capture magic twice. And you can't, somehow you're in your home space, crazy stuff on the wall, magic happens, and sometimes they want you to re-record those vocals. you can't do it because it's just something about that.
Yeah.
So did I describe the studio somewhat accurate?
Well, now, it's a little different, a little bit, at first for the first round of creating. But yeah, my first studio was like a stick mic that I accidentally somehow, it ended up in my backpack from the school library, not intentionally, I swear. I'm so serious. I would never do that.
Did not steal the mic. Got it.
Yeah, I have this thing in my head that I would never stop thinking about it, and yeah. But it was in my backpack, and I'm like, dude, what? I was like, dude, I can record now. So I plugged it in, and it was literally just the headphone jack kind of mic, and it was all high end, no low end at all. But I figured wrap a sock around it, make it more professional somehow.
Yeah,
I don't know. And then I just hung a ton of blankets up in there, and then,
is this in the bedroom or like in the bathroom or
in my closet in my room? So it's like really small. And then all my friends came over, and we were just telling everybody at school, "Oh, we're dropping a mixtape." It was so funny. But like now, it's not much different, but the microphone is better, and I have an interface. So
still in the closet at the house?
It's at a different place now, but
well, you're in LA, of course.
Like
yeah.
a lot of, believe it or not, a lot of this album I made in the kitchen. The worst acoustics ever, but it doesn't sound bad. I mean, I would have moved if it sounded bad, but the energy was just there. I was like, that's where I got the idea, and I didn't really want to be in the other rooms. I was just, it was warmer in there.
Dude, I love these stories. I love it. Yeah. Trevor, first time you heard your song, whether it be Falling or any other track, first time you heard your song on the radio, where was it? What was that like?
Yeah, so it was here in LA, but we were on Sirius listening to Z100, and we just had it kind of playing, like while we were talking, and then all of a sudden, my manager, he's just like, "Stop, yo, your song's playing," and then we turned it up, and that was the first time I really just heard it, like randomly, and it was just really exciting. I got on live on Instagram and was like, "Yo, we're on the radio."
Wait, such a rush, right?
Yo, my heart was beating. I was just like, yeah. I was gassed. I cried a little bit, but
ain't no shame in that.
Hey,
by the way, yeah, Z100, of course. This countdown airs in New York City on Z. Massive station to be on, dude. Massive. Your inner circle, family, friends, the people that been with you since day one. What's their reaction to all this stuff going on? They see you. They've seen the highs and the lows. And granted, you're still climbing, you're still grinding. But what's their reaction so far to all this stuff going on?
I mean, they're just probably just as excited as I am. Like, how many people did I have in my Airbnb today? 1, 2. I had 6 people staying at my Airbnb, which is, probably shouldn't say this, but I think it's breaking the rules, but whatever. They just were like, "Yo, we're all coming."
That's
so
cool.
I had like 6 of my friends from Houston just pull up, and like they've been supporting forever. Like 2 of my friends over there, 3 actually. We've been making music together since like 10 years, since all this stuff happened, and it's just crazy. They're all there, and then they're branching off, going to studio sessions while I'm doing like this, and it's just really cool because it's all kind of happening together,
Yeah.
And we're just all like stoked for each other, and it's cool, man.
You guys are starting something special, really are.
It's really fun.
Is this the same Airbnb where you had the sleep paralysis for a week?
Not the same one. This is the next one.
You probably moved because you can't stay in a place where you have sleep paralysis every day. I'd move out of that joint too.
It was that, and the none of my friends could park around there, man.
Oh my God! Of course, Trevor, Falling is out. Get on this track. Album in the works. Don't have a date, anything like that. People will know when it's ready, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm submitting it this weekend.
Oh my God, dude!
Like, that's a personal goal. I'm just like submitting it this weekend, and because I'm really happy with it already. It's just polishing.
I can't wait to hear this album, Trevor. Really, man.
I'm excited for you to hear it too.
And we don't have tour dates set, but there is some road news.
We're working on it.
Coming soon.
Yeah.
And I will do some research on your sleep paralysis and I'll get to the bottom of it.
Let me know.
There we go.
If it's a ghost, I'm out of here.
It probably is, so you should start running now. All right, Trevor Daniel is hanging. All right, Trevor, it's good to meet you. Thank you for hanging out, man.
Man, thanks for having me, dude.
Absolutely. At the end of every interview, fist bump to make it official.
Yeah,
Give me a little
course,
paya.